Welcome back to the Big Dog Podcast, gang. Appreciate the love, as always.
All right, so picture this, Lisa. I'm standing in Kaishan's facility down in Loxley, Alabama. We're talking 65,000 square feet of pure precision. Machines humming, these huge rotors being cut down to a level of accuracy that, honestly, I didn't even think was possible till I saw it myself.
Wait, how accurate are we talking?
Microns. We're talking microns. It's so precise that even a hair-width difference could throw the entire thing off. That's how much care goes into making these Airends work perfectly.
And the Airend is, the main part of the compressor that actually pressurizes the air, right?
Exactly. It's where the magic happens. Air comes into the chamber and the interlocking rotors, the male and female ones, start spinning in opposite directions. That traps the air, reduces its space, and pressurizes it.
So the rotors are what really drive everything.
Yeah, they do. And here's the crazy thing. They never touch. They're so precisely machined and aligned that they spin super close to each other without making contact.
That sounds ridiculously complicated to manufacture. How do they even keep everything in line? The rotors, the bearings, all of it.
It's all about control, Lisa. That's why Kaishan does everything in-house. From cutting their own rotors to casting the housing, what they call the stator, right down to using premium SKF bearings to handle all the loads those rotors create. It means there's no guessing. Nothing's left to chance.
So by keeping it in-house, they get to avoid all the supply chain drama and ensure top-notch quality from start to finish.
Exactly. That's why they're known for reliability. I mean, think about it. Most compressors fail because of some weak link, right? But Kaishan's got it locked down. They even test the complete Airend after assembly to make sure it's up to spec.
Okay, so with the air pressurizing and all the components moving smoothly, that's how you get the efficiency, right?
Right. The efficiency of the Airend directly affects the entire compressor's performance. The better it's built, the more air it pumps out using less energy. That's the whole design engineer's goal here. Getting maximum airflow without wasting power.
Makes sense. And if it's not built to those tolerances?
Then you're looking at wear and tear, inefficiency, leaks. The whole machine starts going downhill. That's why this part of the compressor, the Airend, is not just critical, it's everything.
So, Jason, you were talking about efficiency being a key design goal. That's got me wondering, how does that efficiency change when we're talking about single-stage versus two-stage compressors? What's the practical difference in performance?
Oh, it's huge. Single-stage compressors like the Kaishan KRSP, they're great for, general-purpose applications. But when you step up to a two-stage model like the KRSP2, that's a whole different ballgame.
Okay, I'm guessing we're talking better efficiency?
Not just better, like night and day better. Think about this. The two-stage compressor splits the workload. The first stage compresses the air part way, then hands it off to the second stage to finish the job. What that does is reduce the energy needed to get the same pressure. We're talking 15 to 20% more airflow for the same size or horsepower.
Wow, so you're getting more work done with less energy. That's a no-brainer for anyone trying to cut costs.
Exactly. And over time, the savings on energy alone can pay off the upgrade in, 2 or 3 years? It's a smart move, especially for places running their compressors 24/7.
Actually, that reminds me of a plant manager I spoke with a few months ago. They were running on older single-stage compressors, getting by, but not much more than that. So they decided to upgrade to the KRSP2.
Yeah? How'd that work out?
Game changer. They told me their energy costs dropped dramatically, within the first month. Plus, they saw a big jump in overall output. Apparently, they were able to meet demand spikes without having to run additional compressors. And here's the kicker. It all started because they calculated the specific power, like you talked about earlier. It showed them the inefficiencies in their old setup.
Classic case of you don't know what you don't know. Honestly, it pays to get those numbers. Specific power is the metric. It tells you how much energy you're burning to make that airflow. Lower numbers mean you're running more efficiently.
Right. And two-stage compressors, by design, are just better at keeping those numbers low. But are there limits to where they can be used?
Yeah, there are. Two-stage models need a certain discharge pressure to operate efficiently. Too low, and you're not going to get the full benefit. That's why it's important to know your application inside out before upgrading. Get the wrong system, and even the best compressor can struggle.
Fair point. And it's why these conversations matter, right? People need to know what options are available and what works best for their needs.
Absolutely. And honestly, the innovation in these designs doesn't stop at energy efficiency. It's also about long-term reliability. A two-stage compressor isn't just about saving energy, it's built to last. Less wear, better cooling, it's the full package.
We've covered how design innovation boosts efficiency and reliability, but there's another key piece to the puzzle: maintenance. Jason, what's your take on how critical regular maintenance really is?
Oh, it's make or break. You can have the best compressor in the world, but if you're not maintaining it, you're just asking for trouble. I mean, even something as simple as a dirty air filter can mess up efficiency and put extra strain on the system.
Exactly. It's like running a marathon in sneakers with holes in them. You're just making everything harder than it needs to be. The thing is, maintenance doesn't just improve performance, it extends the lifespan of these machines, saving you big bucks down the line.
Totally. And that's where Kaishan shines. Their warranties back it up too. I mean, a lifetime warranty on the Airend? That's pretty much unheard of in this industry.
Yeah, that's a huge deal. They put a lot of trust in their products. But I think what really sets them apart is how they work with their independent distributors. It's not just about selling compressors, it's about giving operators and plant managers the local, specialized support they actually need.
Exactly. Those distributors are like an extension of the company. They're factory trained, they know the tech inside out, and they're right there when you need them. None of that corporate red tape slowing things down. It's all about keeping operations smooth and efficient.
And that kind of support is invaluable, especially since people rely on these systems to keep their processes running 24/7. But okay, let's shift gears a bit. Oil-free versus oil-lubricated compressors. It's a debate that always comes up. Where do you land on this?
It's not a one-size-fits-all answer. Oil-lubricated compressors are workhorses. They handle hotter environments better, they're super efficient, and with proper lubrication, they just last longer.
True, but oil-free compressors have their place too, especially in industries like food processing or semiconductors, where air purity is non-negotiable. No one wants a trace of oil in those environments. It's just not an option.
Totally, but here's the thing. Oil-free compressors need extra cooling systems, and they can be more expensive to maintain, you know? You've got to weigh the upfront cost against the specific needs of your application.
Right. It really comes down to understanding what your operation requires, and that's where those distributors we talked about come in clutch. They help figure out what works best for each situation so you don't end up overpaying or underprepared.
Couldn't agree more. Whether it's maintenance, choosing the right compressor, or working with the right distributor network, it's all about taking the guesswork out of the equation.
And that's why conversations like this are so important. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to compressed air systems, but the goal is always the same: reliability, efficiency, and keeping things running smoothly.
Absolutely. And on that note, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.